Today on Olympic FOMO with Mark and Jem, we talk about Snoop Dogg and we talk about my future ex-husband, pro surfer Gabriel Medina, Mr. Gemini. I love him.
Yeah, we got it. Listen, and also we got these guys on the show here. We got Alex Wong, we got Will Liu. It's all about the Welcome Home Boys right here on Olympic FOMO. Let's go! Back at it again, Mark and Jem, Olympic FOMO, man. Never a fear of missing Olympic coverage as long as we are here. It's time to talk about the Rugby 7, Jem.
Those damn Kiwis. New Zealand took home the gold in women's rugby. Big shout to, of course,
Stacey Walker.
Yeah, Michaela Blythe.
Blythe and whatnot. But shouts out to our women on the Canadian team. It's all about Olivia Apps and our girl, Charity Williams. Great performance, man. And you did something that has never been done for Canadian rugby for women. And we appreciate it. Applaud you guys from here with Olympic FOMO.
You took home a sexy silver. And of course, if you're going to lose to any team, the team that we didn't even expect all of this from, you go Canada.
Yeah, them Kiwis. Anyway, you guys are always supporting us, even in your cars.
Hi, my name is Castro. I'm from Ghana. I live in Toronto. I'm watching FOMO and I cheer for Ghana. Even though they couldn't qualify for the soccer, which is my favorite. But in the other events, go Ghana, FOMO, go.
You know what time it is. It's time for trending. First up, a spectacular shot that was taken at the surfing competition.
My future ex-husband, Gabriel Medina, I got to have you. I'm in love with you.
Hey, the man is taken. He's taken.
He took a leap is what he took.
His name, again, Jem?
Gabriel Medina, Gemini.
Look at that right there. And
look at air, look at hang time.
That's awesome. And then taken by a French wire service expert, or photographer, should I say, Jerome Brullier. This shot, which is amazing,
it's him up in the air. It almost looks photoshopped. So his board looks like it's 10 feet up in the air. He is standing straight.
And they're both pointing, which is awesome.
Completely in the air.
So, of course, our crew decided that wasn't enough. They found him in other places doing the same pose. Taking a little chill over by the Eiffel Tower out there.
Standing and pointing right by the Eiffel Tower.
Maybe even checking the temperature of the basketball game. You know what I'm saying? Spitting the basketball on your finger for a moment. And this one...
You've got a point when you're in New York City.
You know how hard it is to hail a cab,
get a cab
in New York City?
And what's crazy about this is it actually looks like he's standing, which makes it even more amazing when you realize that was just his posture in the water.
Absolutely. And even though he's soaking wet, he looked perfect in Times Square.
Yeah. Now, all I need is for him to kneel to propose to me. And
let's move on to trending number 2.
I love you, Gabriel.
Stop it. Tatiana Smith of South Africa. Now, she won the gold medal in the 100-meter breaststroke. I believe she won last year in the 200-meter.
She won the 200 breaststroke in Tokyo.
Correct. All right. The gold. That's right. She had a difficulty with all the fame that brought her. She said she's not really into all the limelight and all that stuff. She just wants to swim.
She's not swimming to be famous.
But after her win, she did walk around with a T-shirt thanking a whole lot of people that helped her over the years.
Now, you can see she's got the gold medal on the back of the T-shirt, which will draw our attention.
Absolutely.
And it says, because of you, for you.
Yeah.
Now, she starts off with God. Jesus is coming in second. The Holy Ghost rounding out third. And then there's about 560 names of people in her life who have helped her. I think it's actually kind of sweet and considerate. Of course, I can't read any of it.
No. If you're like us,
people will zoom in.
If you're like us, you got to do the quick zoom inside.
Don't talk about my blindness, strong.
Branding over there was awesome. Big shouts out to Tatiana. Next up, we're gonna bow
wow.
Snoop Dogg, and he is trying everything. He tried reggae music.
Right?
He tried cooking with Martha Stewart.
Yes.
Now he's trying to be an Olympian. Look at this underdoggy right here. What are we doing? Come on, Snoop.
Little Ali. Okay, he's cheering on the swim team now. He's so passionate.
These are all his side quests here at the 2024 Olympics. Yeah, he's going crazy out there, enjoying. This one was funny too. Snoop don't find any way to show that he's not really strong. There's nothing on this dumbbell. There's nothing there.
Here's the best. Snoop looks like he's holding a giant spliff.
A huge spliff, yes. And now, the race of all races. This man, when he got to the finish line...
He's doing the 200 meters at the Olympic trials.
Bring out the cardiac pulmonary system.
is he 52? He's up there.
52 years old.
And
he's fighting. He's fighting it. I'm making this deadline.
He's a smoker.
Yeah,
this is not easy, but listen, he didn't do too bad.
No, he didn't do too bad at all.
Trini Otto gave him a little beating there. But,
he got the Kobe on the shirt and everything. And now, most importantly, is his timing. He was so happy with the time of 34.44 seconds, which really just looks like his heart rate, I'm sure.
But what I love is he was like, 44.
That's what I got.
I didn't do that.
I was trying to beat that. Oh, wow. Hilarious.
Wow.
All right, next up, man, it's time to get to some boys that we know very well.
Yes.
Talk to these homeboys right here.
The Hello and Welcome podcast is the creation of Will Liu and Alex Wong.
It's must listen for anyone who hopes to keep up with everything basketball, especially everything Toronto Raptors.
They're in Toronto now, and they've got their sights set on the hardwood in Paris.
All right, hello and welcome, everyone, including the Hello and Welcome crew right here.
Hey.
We want to shout you guys out. Thank you for coming out here with us. We got Alex Wong. We got Will Liu, who I call Lou Will, our sixth man. You know what I'm saying? I hear you.
Fair.
You'll take that for now?
That's fair, yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so let's talk Canada basketball here. RJ Barrett's 24 points against Australia. I believe that was the most since his godfather, Steve Nash, back in 2000 in Sydney. What is it like to have like RJ Barrett's, I guess, coming back to the Toronto Raptors? Is that more of an inspiration to have him so strong on the Canadian team now?
I think it's just really easy to root for RJ. Like, he's like the prince of the program, right? Like, his dad's the GM, his godfather's literally Steve Nash. And he was like most highly touted prospect basically outside of Andrew Wiggins.
True.
And, you know, him going to the Knicks, you know, he had a really successful time there, but ultimately the Knicks wanted OG, who's a very good player, as we know. But him coming to Toronto, I think he's really rediscovered himself. He's scoring really well. He takes us strong to the cup. And what we're seeing with Team Canada is basically what he did for the Raptors. So I love seeing the outpouring of emotion from him as well. He takes this thing so seriously. And what Canada needs is a second guy besides Shea. And RJ's been that second. I mean, he's like almost the first guy. He's led the team in scoring both games.
Where would you put Jamal then?
Jamal's, he's ramping up.
Okay.
He's coming, man. We're saving
okay.
him for like when we, need him the most.
Okay, just making sure.
So we generally feel like, I think out there in the world, people feel like Canadian athletes, we're polite, we're nice, good sportsmanship. But we're kind of seeing another kind of aggression right now.
Yeah,
We're
and people
seeing
are always
something-
throwing out that Dylan Brooks thing, but
Yeah.
I'm not talking about
It's not
Dylan.
just
Dylan,
that,
we're
right?
respecting that from Dylan.
Yeah.
But SGA been jawing off. People, we're not
yeah.
taking it anymore. Do you think that Canada is sort of saying, okay, we're not going to be pushed anymore?
Yeah, I think Canada's coming in here with like a certain type of swagger, right? Like you
Right.
saw the way Shea was, like even setting the tone against Greece in the first game.
Yep.
And everybody saw the altercation because
Yeah.
one of the Greece players ran into his cousin, Nikhil, and he was gonna step up for his like teammate. And then he even went on Instagram, posted a caption and referenced one of the players as well. You know, a little subliminal diss that Shea loves to do. I love his IG captions. So no, I think from Shea, from Dylan, like he talked about RJ too. Like all these guys are coming in playing with attitude and they're playing with confidence. And I think fans are like getting used to that because
Right.
Canada's always been like underdog in basketball, not making it to the Olympics and stuff. And now their position is like not a favorite, but like people think they can medal.
Right.
They're one of the best teams, and I think they're acting like it so far.
Absolutely. Instead of underdogs, are the big dogs now. I love that.
Now coming up, if we were watching this, we would not have seen anyone that looked like us, anyone that looked like you. How important is it in your minds to have this kind of thing, to have these faces, to have diversity cover sports?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the really great joys of watching, for me, like the Canadian programs I love following are soccer and basketball because those are the sports I feel closest to. But it's also the sports I feel most reflected in. You know, like when I watch
Right.
the Canada soccer team and hearing their interviews and hearing all the accents from like all over Canada and all that kind of stuff. And I think that you need a certain perspective to be able to like know where the story is and try to bring that out of them. And
Right.
one of the best things about like having RJ and Kelly Olynyk on the Raptors too is just like being able to talk to them about like their experiences growing up here. And it's just so relatable, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But I think more than anything else, like, yeah, these they really represent Canada, you know, to the fullest, and it makes it really easy to root for them.
And it's funny that you said that because Mark and I have talked about the fact that we love the Olympics because growing up, I used to love even watch sometimes the Italian guys call.
Yeah.
Just, I don't even understand what you're saying, but I just love the difference, you know what I mean? The excitement.
The energy.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Outside of basketball, you guys are basketball aficionados. What are you looking forward to in the Olympics?
I've been watching a lot of fencing.
Fencing?
Shouts to Hong Kong for.
Why do you
Shouts to Hong Kong. Are you gonna fact check me?
No, he is. He's fact-checking right now.
How are you gonna fact check me?
Who's your favorite fencer?
So I just want
Hold on, who's your favorite
listen.
fencer?
I know these segments are short on time here, so I don't want to waste too much time here. So shouts to Hong Kong.
So you're
2
the
gold
Mark
medals.
Strong of the crew. Okay, I got
Two gold
you.
medals so far in fencing. I'm actually really excited to watch. Breaking is in the Olympics for the
Yes,
first time.
yes.
It's coming up, I think, towards more the end of the Olympics.
Yeah.
But shouts to my guy Phil Wizard representing Team
yes.
Canada. I'm really excited to see him as well.
Mark will be calling that,
And of
actually.
course, like, you know, the tennis, the Canadian soccer team,
Yes.
the women's soccer team.
Big
all
things.
yes.
Okay, and yourself?
Well, I mean, obviously you got to support the women's players. I mean,
Yep.
like that's such a big storyline. It was so emotional seeing them score 12th minute of added time. But I mean, look, let's come on, man. I'm Chinese, man. I'm watching the table tennis, baby. I'm sorry. The stereotype is 1,000% true in this game.
What we just talking about diversity?
I'm watching table
diversify?
tennis,
Okay.
just like Anthony Edwards showing up for Lily Zhang, and like it's just. No, I mean I love watching it once in a while. You know what I mean? Like it's every 4 years for the Olympics. Yeah, I'm very very into the table tennis.
I'm not watching table tennis any different now. I'm just seeing you guys at the couch enjoying the table tennis competition.
I love table tennis. I grew up with that.
That's hilarious. We got Krista Degucci up next. Now, that's my girl.
No.
Good friend of mine. Go way back when she was here in Canada.
Remember like how you were just lying? This is it.
No, listen. She even gives us a shout out. Check it out. Listen.
I'm the gold medalist Krista Degucci. You're watching Olympic FOMO with Jem. And I'm Mike and Jem. Right?
All right, we are back, and it's now time for Back and Forth with books.
Well, there's good news and bad news when it comes to LGBTQI athletes at the Olympics. The good news is that more than ever, athletes are comfortable coming out. There are more than 190 openly gay athletes in Paris, which is a record.
Okay.
The bad news, some athletes have to be protected from being outed. The dating app Grindr has turned off its location services so that gay athletes can't be found that way.
Okay, so I guess, you know, it's good that we're looking at their safety, and the issue seems to be, you remember the head of the IOC, of course, Thomas Bach, at the Olympic ceremony, at the opening, basically said at the Olympics we're all equal.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the case because being gay is still an issue.
Yeah, in some countries, it's still very, very dangerous. I mean, there are even more than 60 countries where same-sex acts are even illegal and can also be subject to death penalties.
So, you know, someone who knows a lot about this, we're going to speak to Helen Kennedy. She's the executive director of EGAL, which is basically an organization that advocates for the rights of people who are part of the LGBTQI community. Let's talk to Helen.
Well, I think it's important for safety reasons. Many of the athletes competing in the Olympics this year potentially may not be out. And in many jurisdictions, it's still illegal to be queer or to be a member of the LGBTI community. So it's a risk factor, it's a safety issue. So I think that any precaution that needs to be taken should be taken, and athletes need to be able to be safe so they can compete and enjoy the games.
Here at Kivas, we're rolling with Olympic FOMO. So keep on baking, Mark and Jem.
Listen, I love that. Keep baking. Mark's more the baker of the two of us. And, you know, you're also a good dad, and you've got some kids who play sports, and I know you're very supportive. It's not easy to support your kids' athletic dreams. It takes a lot of dedication. I love it.
Yeah, shouts out to all the triple threat basketball moms and dads out there, the Von Panther moms and dads out there, just those that are encouraging their kids in all sports that they do out there. Speaking of which, we have a prime example right now with Nick Hogue, who is the captain of the Canada's volleyball team, alongside Xander Kaczynski, who is also a member of the Canada volleyball team.
Nick's father is Glenn Hogue, and Xander's father is Alex Kaczynski. And get this, they both played on Canada's men's volleyball team at the Olympics in Los Angeles in 1984. So imagine the both of you on the team and the both of your fathers also full circle. I just think it's beautiful when you talk about legacy. How amazing is that?
That is, though. Speaking of legacy, you see what RJ Baird is doing right now, picking up the legacy from his father, Rowan. I see you out there, Ducky. Do your thing. All right, that is it for us, Olympic FOMO. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Jem, if you will.